Welcome back to my channel, you guys. What's up? If you're joining us for the first time, my name's Nolani. We do everything beauty, brought to you by the queen herself. And if you're joining us again, thank you so much. It's so good to have you. Now, today I decided to drop some just knowledge on you guys, seeing I just cleaned my makeup brushes. I feel like it'd be a good time for me to go over quickly what each of them, I guess, is essentially made for, like how they're supposed to be used. But in all reality, the best part about makeup is you can use it however you see fit. You can use brushes however you want to. So as always, take this with a grain of salt. You can go ahead and apply this information to your makeup however you see fit. These are just my opinions that I'm laying on you guys. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Now, a lot of brush brands come with the specific name of what they're meant to be used for on the brush. Like for example, this e.l.f. brush it says concealer brush on it. It literally tells you exactly what they made it to be used for. Then you get brands like Morphe brushes, and they literally will just put a number. Is that it? Yeah, they'll literally just put a number on there for you just so they can be distinguished. For example, this is a M166. What that means, I can't tell you. However, I can tell you that what I'd use this brush. So first we have here is what you could call a brow brush. It is usually a duo brush with a spoolie on one side, and if you flip it over, you have an angled brush on the other side. Now, obviously, this brush is great for giving you those perfect sculpted brows. You can spoolie first and then quickly flip to dip into whatever product you're going to use and apply. Real quick and easy, dual-sided, we live for that. It's mostly used for brows, but the spoolie can be used for, you know, whatever. People use freaking spoolies to do their baby hairs. And the angled brush, you can use that to do whatever, your eyeliner if you'd like. Next, we have concealer brushes. Usually, they're flat like this and usually rounded, but some of them I've seen more square type, like this brush here for example. The yellow one here is a P. Louise concealer brush, and the black is an e.l.f. concealer brush. Now you see that they're both kind of have that flat dimension, but they're both kind of differently shaped. The e.l.f. brush comes up kind of to a house type peak, while this P. Louise base is more rounded at the top. Okay, next we're gonna move on to eyeshadow brushes. Now, there are so many types of freaking eyeshadow brushes. I could go on forever, but the main types are usually like packing brushes, like you see here. This is more of your packing brush. You see it's very dense. It's usually a little bit shorter than your blending brushes, and this would be more of what you would use to like pack on any color onto the lid. Then we have our blending brushes. Now this magical being is, you see how she's fanned out, and this is what you would use to get those amazing blends. Now they do come in different sizes. You could get one, obviously you can get one that's smaller and more tighter packed so that you can blend smaller areas, but these are the two I'm going to show you for today. I like to use eyeshadow brushes sometimes for my highlight. If I'm highlighting in smaller areas like underneath the brow bone or the tip of my nose, eyeshadow brushes can be really good for that. I keep saying brushes can be used however you want them to do, so think about that sometimes when you're thinking like, oh, this is a concealer brush. Like, no, this isn't a concealer brush, it's a makeup brush. You can do whatever you want with your makeup brushes. Next are the concealer brushes. This is my all-time favorite freaking tool, and I'm very upset because I am down one now. So you see this here is very dense, but also has that same kind of blending, it also has that same kind of blending flair to it while it's dense at the same time. It's great for blending out large spaces. So for the face, for the brows, I love concealer brushes. Ugh. And I just love how they give you that flawless finish. I don't know. I just like how brushes blend, so yes. So next we're getting into more face brushes, and I feel like these you can play with a little more. Like, they aren't exactly meant for what they say they're meant for. You can really do whatever you see fit for them, and they also come in a lot more shapes and sizes. And here I have a angled foundation brush, and as you can see, it's flat and great for just kind of the smearing effect, you know, but obviously the foundation needs to be blended out, so you can't just use a foundation brush like this, because it's not going to give you a blend. It's literally just going to spread your foundation to the places that you need it. Now, this here, you can see she's very puffy, very dense, she's thick than a Snicker, okay? This is your buffing foundation brush. This will give you the blend that you need. So if you'd like to use a foundation brush like this, sure, to apply, but this will give you that blend, that, you know, flawless finish. Following foundation, we have a contour brush. Contour brushes are very distinguishable. Like, this is probably the easiest brush. It is very flat shaped. You see, it looks very thin, but then you turn it and it's a very wide brush. So these brushes are good for just marking out your contour points. That's why they are this distinct shape, so that you can shape out the features in the face. People use them for the side of the nose, and you can still, you know, you can control where that contour is going, because your contour is usually your contour is a darker shade, so you need something that's very controlled. So that's why they give these shorter, more denser brush for contouring. Moving on. This is a complexion brush. Now, she's going to be great to, once you go to dust off any powders that may be remaining on your face, it's going to make sure while you're removing any excess product, you're also blending to give you a nice finish. Complexion brush. And following behind that, we also have brushes that, like this one is called a flawless face brush. And, you know, she's giving you a little bit of a different shape, still dense, a little bit more dense than our other brush, so really you just have to use what's best for you. Then we have a blush brush, looking very much like our complexion brush, but she is a little way looser. It's not as compact for the blush brush, and that's because you want a nice, you know, just a very light, you don't need a lot of compaction when you're applying brush, because compact will give you pigment. So if you dip into your blush with a compacted brush and not something as loose and fluffy as this here, once you go to apply, it will give you that compacted pigment. You'll get kind of, it'll be like a pigment shock. It's a little bit too much. So this is my blush brush. It's a little dirty, but I'll show you guys anyway. You see she's very loose, you know, very much can give you that without too much product going on at one time. And last but not least, I just want to mention my favorite brushes are highlighting brushes. Now, these are the top ones that come in like 1,002 different sizes. So first you have fan brushes, and these were really popular when I first started doing makeup, and they give you this very beautiful fanned out effect. Obviously come in different sizes. These are our fan brushes, and obviously they get their name from their shape. Very thin while having that fan shape. Now they do have them in different sizes, of course, but I'm just not a fan of these brushes when it comes to highlighting, because it gives you a very small area. No matter how much you dip into this brush, you're still only gonna get highlight in the very tip right here, just in that very small area. So it's not giving you much highlight coverage. If you're looking for just a little bit, this is good for you. This angled brush would even probably be good to do under the brow bone. You know, it'll give you more control. But I'm not the biggest fan of I used to be a big fan of these fan brushes until I came across different shaped highlighting brushes, and these are my favorite. So obviously we have the Fenty brush here, our Fenty highlighting brush here. This is more of a cheek hugging, unique shape. You see her, she's got a beautiful point right in the center while having another point here. So it's pointed here while being pointed in the middle of the brush so that it can hug your cheek. So if you want to, you know, she hugs both sides of your face, literally. Love this brush, but it's kind of pricey, you know, everybody can afford this highlighting brush. So There's also this type of highlighting brush here, which is close to our blush brushes, but she gives very much beautiful highlighting essence. Like, let me use one. If you're going for a blend that's a little bit higher and you're giving kind of more blending it into your blush, blending it better into your skin, and not so much as a pop at your face highlight, I feel like this blending brush is better for you than the fan brush, which would give you more of just a centralized highlight. It's not going to be kind of, you know, gradual. It's very much in one spot, if that makes sense. As all brushes, you gotta find what's best for you, baby. All right, trial and error. Try some brushes. Try it. You know, not everyone's gonna work for you, but try it out. See how you like it. If you don't like it, bring it back. Try another one. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them below. I'm always here to help. That's what I'm here for. I love helping you guys in any way that I can. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for giving me your time. I hope you have a great rest of your Friday. Enjoy your weekend. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell so you're here for the next video, especially if you like this video. If you like this kind of content, like it for me so I know, so I can make more. You already know you're the best. I will catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.